Welcome back. I'm Adrienne, and today is a very exciting day. My bookshelves are an absolute tragedy. I have not really organized them in maybe 4 years. While I'm going through and organizing, I'm cleaning, I'm dusting, I'm pulling out bookmarks. I'm also looking for leaves, which I'll tell you more about later, and just trying to get my bookshelves in tip-top shape. I want to narrow down the books that I own because it's an outrageous number. It's gonna stay an outrageous number, but there's just some books that don't need to live there anymore. And I'm just gonna organize my read, my unread. I'm gonna organize by genre. There's just a lot going on, and it's gonna be a very big project because I have a lot of bookshelves. And I'm gonna go through and clean them and make it all nice and pretty so you don't have to see this mess anymore. So, without further ado, let's get started. I've just spent a good amount of time prepping just to have access to my shelves. So I have 2 bookshelves beside my TV that is directly across from these. And in order to access these, I need to move my couch forward, which then loses access to the shelf beside the TV. So I moved all the shelves onto a table to sort, move the couch, and now I have access to my shelves. So I have 5 bookshelves over here, and then 2 over here. So 7 Billy bookshelves. You see I'm also stacking on top in here at this point. I am ready for the next step. Let me show you. So I have this fold out table set up for sorting. This is going to be for unhaul stuff. I already have a bin of stuff that I've unhauled in a video already. And then these shelves, plus these stacks, of course. More shelves. And then I need to go through all these shelves. There's books on the floor as well. Okay, this is what I'm talking about when I say I'm looking for leaves, which I realized I might just have to find these later, but I brought this book with me to Puerto Rico, and that is where I started my leaf collection. So whenever I travel, I take a leaf or 2 or 3 with the plan of framing the leaves. A little note about where they're from. For this leaf, I accidentally smuggled in a bug as well. So last night, I got overwhelmed and went to bed, but now I'm back in business. I started the cleaning, I started the organizing. Slow going so far, but I thought I should give you a tour, a little more close up of what's going on and what I'm trying to do. I would ask you for advice, but I need to finish this today. So I would like to organize my books into read and unread divided by genre. The books here just on this table have been organized into genre and read and unread. Okay, that's not that many books though. Over here, these are just books that have come in or that I've used in videos. Again, new books or used in videos. Don't even know what this is. This was just an overflow area. This is what I was working on yesterday. So I have these shelves with read thrillers, except Harlan Coben. I don't even know which ones are read and unread, so I have to figure that out. But that's what's happening here so far. Barely any progress. There's books over here that need to be added to that. There's books up there that are read thrillers. I want to find my unread thrillers, put them over here as well, and then just keep going shelf by shelf. Now, I know a lot of people take all of their books off of their shelves, organize them, sort them, put them back. I just don't think I can do that. 1, I hate the sound of it, but 2, where am I going to do all that? My back is going to hurt if I use the floor, and I just don't think I want all those books all over my apartment. It's going to be very stressful, and I feel like it's less work to clear off a few shelves at a time, fill in with what should be there, and then move on. So that's what I'm trying. It is hard when you're starting from 0 to find everything by genre, because things weren't organized by genre in the last 5 years, just a little bit kind of sometimes, and then also there's just mixed stuff together. It's really bad. If you haven't organized your bookshelves recently, do it before it gets to an overwhelming place. I honestly probably won't be dusting as much as I should be, but I can only do so much. I'm still fiddling with the thrillers, but I think I'm going to do a quick peruse of my shelf and look for books that I'm no longer interested in keeping. Just like a quick, fast unhaul, pass through, just because what if I'm organizing books that then I don't want? I feel like it'll help move the process along, right? So let's pull out some books that I no longer want. And I am gonna do a whole separate unhaul video, so if it's not up already, I'll put it up soon so you can see what books I'm getting rid of. I'm dusty, I'm sneezy, but here are a bunch of the books that I'm getting rid of, mainly YA, as I suspected I would. And I feel like I'm back to making progress. I'm clearing off shelves by pulling off what I'm unhauling, which is helpful, and it's gonna make things easier to shift eventually. I'm also having a lot of trouble deciding like who goes on the shelves below the couch line. Like who do I not want to see anymore? So that's what I'm working on now. Not sure where I'm going to put all these because there's not enough room where I'm keeping everything, but one thing at a time. Progress update. I've decided to fill most of the middle of my shelves with books that I've read, mainly because I make videos and I don't want a bunch of books that I've never read to sit behind me. I want it to be books that I've enjoyed already. That's why this middle part is empty, because I don't know what to put there where my big head goes in the videos. So now I'm trying to further separate read versus unread so that I can then fill in read in these empty spots. So I have these that are actually touching the couch are ones I'm keeping. Some of these, everything that's still on the shelves, this stuff. So right now I'm working on making this into my unread TBR organization center. So first I have to pull out what I have read, move what I've read over yonder, take what I haven't read, sort it over here. So that's the next step. It is done. I've completed reorganizing my bookshelves. I'm so excited. So it took way longer than I expected. I ended up unhauling over 300 books. There should be 2 unhaul videos. If you haven't seen them yet, go watch them. How fun. But in getting rid of all of those books, I was able to fit everything that I'm keeping on the 5 living room shelves, including on top of the shelves. So eventually, when I'm done unhauling my books, I will disperse some of these books onto the dining room bookshelves. But until then, that's like my storage for selling the books and like being able to see what books they are. And honestly, doing this sorting of read and unread and genres actually helped me get rid of books, because sometimes I was like, I'm ending a shelf for this genre and I still have 5 books left. Don't need them, get rid of them. So that was really fun, getting rid of books, seeing all of my books, dusting them. Honestly, I probably wasn't dusting them as well by the end because I was just needing to wrap things up. It was exhausting. My joints hurt, my back hurts. But let's go through. I'm going to show you how I organize the books. And once you've seen that, let me know what you think is next for sharing my bookshelves. Do you want to see an in-depth tour of every book I own, where I like show you each book? Do you want to just see like what's on my physical TBR? I have no idea. What do you want from me? Let me know. But let's get into walking through the shelves and how they are now organized. Alright, first off, let's get a holistic view of all of the shelves. Incredible. What a crazy amount of books. I'll definitely be counting these at some point because I'm sure we're all interested to know how many are there. Probably 1,000. That's my guess. I organized by genre and read and unread, like I've said. Within the shelves, though, I do need to do some maintenance of putting authors and series together. At some point, I just needed to get it done. I can only do so much at one time. If you see books in the wrong genre, please tell me, because some of them I was struggling with. Let's look closer. So starting off, the top shelf is all TBR. Horror, starting at the left, goes into sci-fi, goes into thrillers. And now we can go shelf by shelf. Starting on the left, I have unread fiction, unread fiction, unread fantasy, unread fantasy, unread fantasy, and unread fantasy. And yes, you're going to be shocked and appalled by how many books I have unread, okay? That's another video that we can talk about that. Shelf number 2, obviously that's not ideal, but we'll fix that later. These are like classic / pretty editions. They go together whether I read them or not. These are like my classic / older books, TBR. These are nonfictions that I have read. This shelf is fiction that I have read. These are romance that I've read starting here to the right. Here left is romance that I have not read. Nonfiction that I have not read. And nonfiction that I have not read. Third shelf, we have another fantasy TBR shelf. I know, okay? Fantasy that I have read. Sci-fi that I have read, including Space for Book 5, which is on its way. Women's Murder Club by James Patterson. I have read all of those. And then, so this was overflow of sci-fi and fantasy that I have read. And then I've read all these except for Kingdom of Ash. And I've read these. Now to the fourth shelf, we have mystery thrillers that I have read. Mystery thrillers that I have read. Mystery thrillers that I have read. So excited to say that many shelves in a row. Horror books that I have read. Young adult books that I have not read. And young adult books that I have read. And then the fifth and final shelf, mystery thrillers that I have read. Mystery thrillers that I have read. Mystery thrillers that I have read. Mystery thriller TBR. Mystery thriller TBR. And TBR. There you have it, folks. I'm exhausted from this process, but also so glad that it's over. So excited to just have to maintain it now, and that big project that I've been needing to do for quite some time is finally complete. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection about how many books I own that I haven't read, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's a reader problem. If you want me to do something about that, have ideas on how to do it, let me know. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun, like clearing off my TBR. We're not gonna be seeing many more book hauls, I can tell you that. I will still buy books, though. Look, I'm already talking about buying books for no reason. I will still buy new books that I'm excited for if I'm going to read them next, though. But I'm really going to be focusing on these shelves. That is all. If you see books in the wrong spot, please let me know. I can't even look at my books anymore. My eyes are going blurry. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you come back and watch another video soon. And I'll see you then. Goodbye.